minutes from, February 13, 2024 meeting.
Make a motion.
Motion by Gary, second by Farley. Any questions or concerns? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, and for the sake of time, I'd like to move, do us some updates on some code violations, but I'd like to move it down. Eddie and the fire boys were here because y'all approved a purchase last month, I believe it was.
Yes.
On the CPR device. They wanted to show you what it was and how it worked real quick, just so you see where our money's being spent, and then we'll move on to new business.
Just real quickly, we're gonna show you the chest compression machine that we just recently purchased. We're gonna do it slow. So, with the mannequin, we have to build it up around an 18.5-inch width of a chest. I tried several of my large fellows and it all fits on. I stood up and I put it around them. I didn't turn the machine on, but I did put it on. So, snaps in place, and of course it goes in between the line here. And then our arms actually have to be up here, strapped up on it. It helps hold the machine in place as well, keeps it from sliding or moving. There's another strap that goes around behind the neck and back around, fastens, and keeps the machine in place. So you got a down button he just hit, it goes down to the chest. Of course, this is plastic dummy, and this is a suction cup, so it might go up and down, so I may have to hold the machine. The first setting it's got 30 and 2, it'll do 30 compressions, and it'll give you 4 beeps. It allows you to give 2 breaths, and then the machine will start back by itself. Watch this in, Breeze, kind of hold it there. All right, go ahead. And the battery lasts an hour.
Wow.
We're fortunate enough, we're very close to a hospital. So fortunate sometimes have to get ambulance to it. That's where you get the 2 breaths, and then the machine will go back to work.
Mouth breath?
No, it would be by bag.
Okay.
Because in this day and time, the environment we
You got
have,
that other thing.
you don't know if it's an overdose, what they may have took, what might be around the lips, and you don't want to put your lips on the limb, and you get whatever they got. We do have the pocket bag. We don't, no more.
Just think of those little bodies.
But you see, you guys, alright, that's good. We'll set her down.
Wow.
And that's it.
That's cool.
That's awesome. Thanks.
Is this a child and adult settings or?
Child to adult, not an infant.
Right.
Yeah, it's above and on, not an infant. There's nothing that they have for an infant besides 2 fingers.
Greatest thing is it produces human air.
Yeah,
And
and
you
you free
dig.
somebody up,
Yeah.
and you're doing, and with some of the,
Well, so everybody remember her, and, hopefully she'll be back with us a little bit before she leaves at any rate. All right.
That's a sign she shouldn't retire.
That's right. All right, under old business, I did have, an item. Bryson May is here with us. He's a new, employee at FICO Area Development District. They've been there 6 months to a year maybe, something like that.
8 months, yeah.
He's working on the Centerline project, which identifies city streets and county roads and submits that GIS data to KYTC to make those roads legal county roads and city streets so that we get funding on them. He's updating our city street list, and as I mentioned last month, but we just weren't quite ready last month, and Bud, I'm gonna need your help on this. So, Bryson gave me this list, and you prepared the resolution for us last month. However, we realized that these certain roads here do not have city street numbers, the one at the bottom, okay? And the reason for that was, back during annexation, prior to even me being mayor, Bud was here, he can tell you about it. When the city annexed that area around Walmart, these roads, Chloe's Lane, Commerce Drive, Denison Drive, Industrial Park Drive, and Walton Drive, were county roads at that time, but were in the annexed area. So at that point, based upon the KRA
Yeah.
or some case law.
There's a statute.
General's opinion, those roads inside annexed areas then become city streets. So the only problem is KYTC, Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, keeps a list of county roads and city streets. So just because when the city annexed, the county sent over a list of roads and notified Bud, hey, you've annexed these roads, so now they're city street. Bud did some paperwork anyway, the city adopted it, whatever, in-house, but nothing was ever submitted to Kentucky Transportation Cabinet showing that those county roads were no longer county roads and needed to be moved to city streets. So as Bryson was working on the city street list, Kathy noticed, well, there's some city streets that ain't on there, gave him these roads, and when he submitted them to Kentucky Transportation Cabinet to be added to the city road list, I threw them a flag, and that I even ended up getting the name of the guy and calling and talking to him at KYTC. And he's like, I can't just change them from county roads to city streets, I've got to have some. So what he reckoned, he's like, you know, Bud, how there's a process to close county roads or city streets. He's like, but since it's going from city to county, I don't think you have to go through that whole process. But would you all get an interlocal agreement between the city and the county that the county agrees that these be moved over to the city and the city agrees to take them? And if so, we'll switch them over to KYTC. And then the only other one is actually a subdivision that Cody happens to live on that was only brought into the city. Well, it was built in the city, I guess.
Yeah,
in
17,
16.
17.
So there's one road down here through the subdivision that needs to be a city street, and it's actually never been deemed a city street. Now, Bud, here's the thing, I don't know.
It'd
if
have to be
we an easement.
dedicated.
Do you know, Cody?
It was dedicated.
I think it was part of the agreement when the city paid for the sewer to be installed, that it was part of that deal. That's all I know.
Well, we may have to take it off till we can check and see if there's a legal easement or.
Yeah. It is dedicated as a road. It was subdivided out, and it is dedicated as a.
Did the city accept the dedication?
I don't know. Maybe not formally.
Would have been before me, I don't know.
Rita, can you check
Can I check?
on
now?
dedication, see if that road was ever dedicated to the city?
I can check, but not right now. Not
No,
today.
I know that.
I can't
know
check
Yeah,
it
we'll
right
check.
now.
Go
That
through
happened
minutes.
before.
Well, I guess there should be some kind of, where it got dedicated, it's been a long time since these streets were dedicated, they're usually
It was
applied
before
in
me.
acceptance by the city.
Remember that one at all.
Wonder what he needs to make it a city street. Cause they're particular.
They are.
Yeah,
20
I
pages of
talked to him.
paper.
Well, we could always just take that one off here, cause what I need, Bud, is if you would permit us to go ahead and vote on this tonight, and then draw up an interlocal agreement, and me go to the county meeting Tuesday morning, them vote on it, and then I sign it. and then
That's
send
fine,
it
is this
in.
the current list?
Yeah,
All right, does anything come off of it?
well, this River Oaks Lane is just concerned about it, that Cody's talking about, but it's not on yours, I
Oh,
just
it's
penciled
not.
it in.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can fix up an interlocal agreement,
Yeah.
and,
That says the county agrees to give these roads over to the city,
Yeah.
because they're in city limits, and you could even quote that. He wasn't aware of that,
what?
that Attorney General opinion, the case, that guy from KYTC. but-
I forget what's the statute or what it is, but it's been
Yeah.
so long since I've looked at it, but
Yeah.
Kathy
It's-
called me on it one time, and,
Yeah,
I looked it up, and
yeah,
I,
yeah,
I was case law or, statute, but yeah,
it was case law, and the Attorney General opinion as well. But, so, if I could get a and then Cody, we can just look that up, you need to look that up on River Road. And-
What if you have a name of the street, unless I'm totally wrong, but they named the street after your dad, Randy Keaton Drive, but isn't that Keeton, and it's KEA on the list? So it needs to change to reflect Keeton.
We can fix that, you can fix that, can't you, Bryson?
Okay, that's That's the only thing I saw.
Which one is that now?
Page 2, CS 2179.
Got paid for the bottom.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't remember.
Well, Randy's a very well-liked guy.
Where's the signs wrong?
The sign is actually,
Gone?
it was put up there and then it's come down, like,
Is it
it needs a
green?
new one, there's not one at all.
Yeah.
But I
I'm
didn't know who
trying
to
to
go
get
to
them all
to
changed
ask.
over to black.
That'd be
but
cool.
they can't still.
Because
Yeah, I'm sure somebody took that.
yeah. That's a shame, ain't
All
it?
right, did you have the list and make that note, Bryce?
Yeah, I made that,
Okay.
I made that.
All right, any other questions on that? And we'll just take, I guess, Bud, you want us to just take River Oaks off till we get it?
That won't affect Cody,
Take what?
not the
The
city.
one that Cody lives on,
Is it on this list?
well, I just penciled it in on mine.
Okay, well, it's not on the
No,
top list. Yeah, just go ahead and approve the resolution and then
okay.
I'll try to get an interlocal agreement together.
With this one on it or take it off?
With what I've got right here.
Okay, all right. All right, so all we need is, even though this is a resolution that you are adopting these roads, but we'll also get an interlocal agreement, and I'll go to county meeting. I need to go anyway over some water line issues next Tuesday. So I'll go to the official court meeting and ask them to pass this as well.
You mentioned those ones, was that Blair's Way on there? With those new ones from up at Walmart? Cause that's what the sign I had asked about, that there wasn't a sign, like when you turn off the 32 to that, like weird shaped road. And I called and Todd put one up, cause I just wanted to be able to tell somebody to turn there one time.
Yeah.
And he put a sign over the stop sign and it says Blair's Way on it.
Yeah, there's,
And I didn't hear you say that when you named those ones.
right, and I'm pretty sure that that's the one that is North City Road yet.
Yeah, 'cause it's a park.
That was a private road built by them that had not been dedicated to the city, and some of that there's not even city limits. So it would have to be,
I just didn't know, I mean, that was his
Yeah.
question, I don't.
somebody would have to go by, see, you can go up there and those street lights, there'll be like 2 in the city, and 3 out of the city, and 2 in the city.
That's what
and 3
Todd
out-
said, that they're like that.
Yeah,
That's what he said.
states have got a sticker on them that says state, the street lights. And then you'll see maybe 3 that's no sticker, those are ours. And, they're billed separate. And I can also, if there's any other changes, I went through this list and tried to like, Kathy and I both went through these and tried to be sure if it was lane, it was lane, and if it was street, it was street, if it was drive, it was drive. Anybody have any questions?
No, but, I looked up on the Big Sandy News digital collection, that was on the back of the library, 2015.
It's for me, one long for me.
I found the city council write-up in Big Sandy News talking about the River Oaks subdivision.
Say it's left dedicated.
It says Cordell made a motion approving the extension to River Oaks subdivision, which was seconded by Castle with Parsons in favor and Johnson and Lisa Schaefer against.
It's a
So that'd
shepherd.
be the extension of the sewer. Right. Not about the street. Cause it's a new street, it wasn't like an extension of the street, it's
Is
just a
that
new street.
mayor?
2015,
Yeah, Corda was here, I had
Mayor Harold Sloan.
Yeah. So, that would've been sewer code, we done that at
Right.
Hocking.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Okay, we'll research
I'll do
that.
some digging to see.
Okay, thank you. All right, if no other questions, make a motion, we just, all we're doing really is updating our list. It's no, we've been taking care of the roads anyway to the best of our ability, because they've been city streets all along, just we gotta get it in line with Franklin.
Okay, I can make that motion.
Motion by Chapin,
I'll second.
second by Cody Rowe, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, road aid funds cooperative programs, if I can't remember who was here this time last year, who wasn't, I'll tell you again, cities get our road funds from gas tax based upon population, not road miles, but population. And so our population deems how much money we're gonna get this year, and the state has a formula that says how much tax we pay, this is how much is gonna be divided this year. So we don't know the total yet, but basically you got two choices. Either take your road funds monthly, in monthly installments from the transportation cabinet, or you can, agree to be in this, cooperative program, which basically says you're willing to give 3% of your road money into an emergency fund. Most all, not all, but the majority of counties, almost every county and the majority of cities participate in it. You don't have to. So they take 3% of your money and put in a fund. Then if you have an emergency, like River Avenue, when we had River Avenue slip because of the flood, I got a quote real quick to fix the slip. It was about $45,000, and within 48 hours, I had approval through this to get the slip fixed with $45,000 worth of money. So,
What works best for the city?
we've used it one time since I've been mayor, that time. But I would say that 45,000 is more than we've paid in for the whole time that I've been doing it. So also, if you're in the co-op, instead of getting, and I'd have to read it to remember the date, but if you participate in it, you basically get your money in 3 installments instead of monthly. So you get one chunk up front, and then another chunk, they take the 3%, and then right around August, I believe it is, you get the final what's left in the money. That's the way we've done it for the last 4 to 5 years, but they require you all to vote on that each year that you agree to that 3% emergency fund. You may have any questions? All right, hearing none, we want to approve it. Anybody have any thoughts?
One other time they used it was over here, you know where that big deep ditch is, when you go up Pike and then you go toward the water that was coming off the highway and it was coming down through, they used that to work on that. I don't know exactly how much it cost, it's just been many years ago, but still, yeah, it was back, I think it was back.
So they must have done it at some point and then quit, cause when I came, they weren't doing it.
Yeah.
And then we started maybe 3 years into my time doing it, and we've used it once, like I said, during that flood. And the one thing I'll say about it, it was the easiest to get the money. It was boom, like that. I know the guy well that's over it. And it's a simple, I mean, he emailed me a little form that took 20 minutes to fill out, submitted some pictures, approved, and in 48 hours, they say, get the work done, and then we pay you for the money. So, pay you. It was very easy to use.
So if you don't opt to do this, do you still get your funding?
Oh, yeah, you get your funding, and you get 100% instead of 97%. But if you have an emergency, there'll be no money there for it.
It's kind of like an insurance policy, Rose.
Yeah.
You may or may not use it. So how much do you usually get a year? Just, I know it will vary, but what are we looking at?
Just a second. Street department, well, it'd be revenue, read.
Yes.
$1,523 and actually received $52,168. So that's what I'm saying, if you have one emergency, for 1 year, we got to, so if we give 3%, you're giving what?
$1,500.
$1,500. So if you have one emergency, you have to pay for it.
But you can just keep, you'll get that every month, you can just put it in your own account if you wanted to build that up, or, I mean, I understand that it's an insurance policy type thing, you don't give it back, you can build you don't get that every year?
I'm sorry, I'm confused. So we get $52,000
A year,
a year.
so you can
We're
either
giving
put that in your
1,500.
account, you can either put that in your city budget account and keep it, or you can do the other and let it go to this municipal
You
people.
still get 49. or
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
500, You still get 97% of it.
Right, you get 97% of it.
Yeah, so just the $1,500 goes in the emergency. You still get your 49,000 to use.
To use?
Yes.
Okay, well, that makes
Yeah.
more sense, so, since we were sitting here and nobody made a motion or anything, I was wondering if we all understood what we were talking about, so I make a motion, we accept it.
I'll say,
Have a motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Fourth of July. Each year, like trick or treat and all other vitally important things. We can't change Easter, I don't guess, can we?
Can we get it over with before we start talking about work, you're worse than Walmart?
Shoot, who's her, Sandy Joe, that does the music at the park, the bluegrass music on the 4th of July every year. She would like to, in planning for her preparations of the Bluegrass Festival, the 4th of July Bluegrass Show, she would like to know if we have set dates for our fireworks and parade. Normally it's pretty easy, this year it's kinda tricky, so therefore, I mean, honestly, if it had been the 4th of July, been on a Saturday, I'd said, I know what city council wants to have it on Saturday. But since 4th of July is midweek, Thursday, what do you all want to do on fireworks and parade? And I was gonna ask Eddie, but he had to leave because the fire department are volunteer. They have quite a bit of preparation to put the fireworks on. They don't love it through the week because a lot of them work. But they've done it through the week, so that's, if he was here, I know he'd say, it could be on the weekend, cool, if we have to do it through the week, we will, I know that's what he'd say. So Thursday night, 4th of July, do we wanna have fireworks Thursday night? Do we wanna have, we have moved it before off of the 4th to get it before the 4th.
We did that last year.
But what was kinda weird this year is if you move it to the weekend, you're passing the holiday up by there. And I don't know how everybody feels about that. So I'm assuming most people's gonna be off work July the 4th. Probably, maybe 40% of America won't go back to work on the 5th, but 60 probably will, so I don't know how y'all feel about it. As soon as I looked at it, I was like, this ain't gonna be an easy one.
Nope.
Well, I vote for the 5th, I live in town and I get a little bit more sleep, you know, cause
I mean, move it to
I
the
move
5th.
it to the 5th.
It'd be the 6th, so you're pretty much saying the 4th or the 6th.
I don't work on Friday, I'm just.
She's saying the 5th.
Oh, you're saying do it on
Fifth or the
Friday?
6th, I mean, the workers, as you say, they're all volunteer.
Yeah, but there's,
Well, I mean, last year we moved it because it was easier.
I don't think we've ever moved it past all.
Unless you did it the Saturday before, that's almost a week before.
Yeah, that's the trouble.
we got took it easy last
I'll
year.
just do it on the-
Whatever he said, we went with that.
Thursday.
Yeah,
I know, June 29th doesn't sound very patriotic.
I do it on Thursday.
I think Thursdays.
Yeah, you kinda have to.
Yeah.
There's no other.
Are you gonna do the parade on Thursday too, or? She wants to do bluegrass music on Thursday?
Well, we text Sandy and see if she decided whether she's gonna put it on.
That's probably, she wants to go ahead and get it in place. So,
She does, you know, book and band,
Yeah, stage or not stage, sound.
yeah.
Just do everything on the 4th. Everybody be worn
They'll
out.
be
I
off anyway,
honestly
most
think
people will be
it's
off on
wrong
that
with
day.
the mayor,
Do it on the fourth.
even though it's Thursday.
I don't work on Friday, so.
There you go.
I don't work at all.
I mean, really, honestly.
I know,
Probably is the best.
I just remember years ago, I know Teddy always wanted it on a weekend, because
I
he
know.
thought it brought people in to do on a Saturday, but I'm kinda old school, I like to celebrate on the day, I think it's 4th of July, we should. Sorry, that's my input.
Kids,
That's
kids
my
are
2
out of
cents.
school, so.
Don't do
they're
Christmas in
worried
June.
about the
Yeah,
laws and
but
things.
July.
I just think it should be on all.
Back in
I mean,
July.
like, it's a different thing, 'cause, you know,
And, but it also gives,
Christmas and
if they have them other places, then they can go.
Yeah.
If Ashland's doing it
well,
Saturday, they do
everybody's out of
both.
school
or-
if they wanna
I
have a
would
parade.
guess
That's
that
a smart-
90% of the cities
Gonna
around us will
do-
be on the fourth.
yeah.
Yeah,
Would you?
I do Thursday.
If it's okay with Eddie and he can get the people, I say keep it on the fourth.
Okay.
I make a motion.
Motion by Ms.
I'll
Robinson.
second.
Mr. Robinson, do the parade and the fireworks on the fourth.
Everything's
Now
on the
Sandy
fourth.
decides on the music, but I'd say she might do our day, honestly, cause they usually have the parade and then go do the music.
Yeah.
So, I'll tell her. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?